stand as a product of mentoring and having been well mentored by some wonderful men who helped me navigate myself into the place where I am today. I should tell you that my father was not necessarily an absentee father, because my father was there. However, my father also was there, but he did not take care of himself. And so my father, at the age of 50, died from heart disease. I was 15 years old. And at 15 years old, that is not the place that a male child needs to be without a father and a mother trying to take care of. Now at that point, would have been about 7 of us left out of the 16 of us that had come through the house. And so for me, I needed to find some mentor that would be able to guide my life. And I thank God for those men that were around to be able to guide me. Here's my words of encouragement for you this morning as you begin to talk with these young men that will come before you. Is to reflect upon some of the conversations that the young men are having right now out in the street. And the conversation that they are having out in the street is that they're trying to figure out how they can get ahead by any means necessary. They don't know what that means. And they have no one to tell them what truly being successful is out in the street. And so they conjure up in their minds exactly what that means. And for them, for many of them, it's a fast dollar, it's quick, it's do what you can do, when you can do it, however you can do it. A young man sat across my desk actually 2 weeks ago, and he says to me, "But Red, you don't understand. 90% of my friends are in a gang. And you're telling me that I should not be in a gang." That was earth-shattering for me. Says, you say that to me today, but when I leave you, I got to deal with them. And there's nobody else out there that's got my back. And so once I listened to that, I realized that what he needs constant mentorship. He needs a present male in his life that's not going to be there when it's convenient for the mentor. Hugh Price had said that when they were doing mentoring, they figured that they would go there, they would mentor the young men, they would be there with the young men. He said, but then life got in the way. And they became inconsistent. And so they would show up, and sometimes they would show up late, sometimes they wouldn't show up at all, or have to cancel. So until one day they showed up late, the young men standing there had waited around because they knew they were coming. Said one young man stood up and said to him, "Sir, we just need to tell you all this. This may be a part-time thing for you, but this is a full-time thing for us." He said, and that was the first time that he realized that as busy, successful professionals, that maybe they couldn't do the mentoring, but they needed to provide a way for those who could do the mentoring to do the mentoring, because they were being inconsistent. So what can you do, and why is it important? It's important because there's a mind, there's a body, and there's a soul out there that needs your mind, your body, and your soul. There's a mind, there's a body, there's a soul out there that is looking for an interconnective experience with someone else. Jesus says that the devil comes to kill and destroy. Steal and destroy. You've got to know that there are a number of forces that are out here that are trying to destroy our young black men. And if we are absent from the table, we are absent from involvement in their lives, they will look someplace else to receive that kind of guidance. But what is the reward? The reward in mentoring is simply that you have shown someone how they can make it. So oftentimes when I go out and I speak to young black men, I start off with telling with this. He was a black boy from the projects that they said would never graduate. He was a black boy from the projects that diligently found his way through elementary school. He was a black boy from the projects that they designated as having a learning disability. He was a black boy from the projects that his counselor said that he should try trade school and never try college. He was a black boy from the projects that went off to college and graduated in the top 5% of his class. I stand as that black boy from the projects. Somebody said that I would never graduate. And even if they said that I would never graduate, I come today to not to tell you the story, but I come to bring you the story. And today we come to bring these young men the story. That they could be somebody just by looking at us as a mirror of what they're going to be. If they just remain steadfast and they remain diligent and ask for assistance and not worry about what the world has to say about them. If you want to leave something for them today, tell them what Longfellow said. Heights of men, both reached and kept, are not attained by sudden flight. But they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. And that's what you want them to do. You want them to toil up in the night, no matter what anybody else does. You want them to be able to know that they live in this world and can succeed. And you are here as a support for them, not for this moment, but when they go away from you today, they need to go away from you knowing that you're going to reconnect at some point with them, that they might make it to where you are. God bless you and have